Okay, good evening. I would like to make a very short video on how you can do what is called a pomander, or as I simply call it, a flower ball. And in this video, I would like to speak in English and also bahasa Melayu. So, salam sejahtera. Di sini saya nak mengajar awak bagaimana nak buat bunga yang berbentuk bola. Dan namanya ialah pomander. Sebelum saya mula, saya nak introducekan juru kamera saya, iaitu Hartatik. So Hartatik is taking the video for me. Let me give you an introduction to her.
Hi.
So mula-mula barang yang kamu perlu ialah plier, ni pisau yang tak sangat tajam pun boleh. Kemudian span untuk bunga, dan juga hot glue gun. Dan hot glue gun tu nanti saya akan tunjukkan lah. Dan awak juga perlu yang ini, tali untuk mengikat atas bunga bola tu, pomander. Dan juga tak lupa juga bunga lah. Okay, so tentang bunga ni, yang biasanya digalakkan ialah bunga-bunga yang sama tone warna lah. So kalau sini pink, saya pilih pink juga untuk ruang bunga tu. Dan juga mungkinlah pink begini. Now I shall explain in English. First, of course, you need a sponge for the flower. And then you need a plier, a knife. It doesn't have to be sharp. A butter knife will suffice. And then, of course, you need a kind of string so that you can tie it up at the top of the pomander ball. And you need to put this, you need to glue it with the hot glue gun, which I will show you in a while. Alright, so the flowers that you choose for this kind of ball will normally be flowers that are of the same tone. So let's say I would like to choose pink, so everything is roughly pinkish, and perhaps a touch of maroon or dark red. And basically you can choose any color you like, but it would be encouraged that you choose a color that has the same tone. Alright, so we shall begin now. First of all, you need to get the sponge, and you can cut it out in a roughly circular shape. Okay, so sponge ni kita potong macam bulat sikit. Okay, so itulah saya akan mula memotong. Okay, so sebenarnya span ni kita boleh buat span besar, span sederhana, kecil, terpulang pada diri kita lah. The sponge can be any size whatsoever. However, the bigger the sponge, obviously the size of the pomander will be according to the size of the sponge. Okay, so this is how I shape the sponge. The next step, after you have cut out the sponge into a ball shape, you need to cut off the roses or the flowers from its stem. Sebelum kami letak apa-apa dekat sponge ni, kita nak tolak semua daun dan sebagainya ke atas sekali. Kemudian potong sedikit saja kat bawah tu. Okay, yang ni saya akan buat sama. Sebab saya dapati kalau kita potong agak panjang, bila kita cocok ke dalam span kan, kita nampak span kat bawah. So lagi rendah lagi tak nampak lah. Mungkin daun dia akan menutupi sponge. So I realised that when we cut the stem a little bit longer, once we put the stem into the sponge, there is the chance that we will be able to see the sponge at the bottom. So I think the lower down it is, the safer it is, because the leaves will then be able to hide the sponge. So I'll put the flowers aside, and meanwhile I've been heating up the hot glue gun, and I would like to use the one that I've already cut earlier. Okay, yang ni I dah potong tadi. Hot glue gun tu sedang ni. Saya dah sediakan hot glue gun. So, sebelum saya letakkan ini, saya nak buat satu macam klip kecil untuk melekatkan tali ke atas ni. So, in order to stick this onto the top of the pomander ball or the pomander, I've cut off a little bit of the stem from the flowers earlier, and I would like to recycle them. So what I will do is I will make a little clip like this, a V shape roughly, just so that I can stick it in to hold it down. It doesn't have to be perfect because the flowers will then cover it later on as well. There you go. Okay, so now we can start putting in the flowers. Then use the leaf. Okay, sekarang kita boleh mulalah letakkan bunga di mana-mana pun boleh. Dan jangan lupa cocok dia ke dalam sedikit sebab nanti jatuh pula. So remember to push it in a little bit harder. Otherwise, it might fall off later on. Welcome back. Well, actually, you probably don't know that I left. However, if you look at my nails, they are different color. And if you look at the ball, the flowers are different. So anyway, this is exactly the procedure that I did for the previous ball pomander. But I've used a larger flowers, and I think by trial and error, it's more difficult to use ones with smaller flowers. So I think it's better if you use the one with larger flowers. And so for the final touch, I've got this little butterfly, and I put it on one of the recycled stems of the flower, and I will just hook it anywhere I want. There. And if you like, you can take this kind of string and just sort of wrap it around the flower, like so. Oopsie. Okay, so tadi saya ambil rehat sekejap. Kalau awak tengok, memanglah sebab kuku saya dah bertukar warna, dan juga bunga-bunga kat bola ni dah lain daripada tadi. Sebab yang saya dapati, bila kita pakai bunga yang kecil memang agak susah. Dan kalau kita pakai bunga yang agak besar, saya dapati lebih senang lah. So saya dah buat ini semua. Dan saya telah ambil yang ni kan tadi, yang saya cakap yang kita semula daripada tangkai bunga tadi. Saya dah beli ni yang kecil ni, butterfly, macam-macam size, macam-macam warna ada. Dan just cocok di mana-mana sajalah. Kemudian akhir sekali, kalaulah kita nak macam ni kan, tali macam ni ke, kita nak letak dia keliling bunga pun cantik juga, macam ni. Dan kemudian tak semestinya lurus lah. Kalau bengkok-bengkok sikit pun tak apa. Oh, ini bunga dah keluar. Kita kena pastikan bunga itu di cocok sedalam-dalamnya yang boleh lah. Kemudian yang ini kan, yang tadi saya cakap yang ni, kita boleh hot glue gun lah. Pakai hot glue gun dan kita boleh sambungkan macam ni. Macam ni nanti. Dan sini ada lagi satu. As I said earlier, we can use this string. It's like fake little pearls, and we can just put it around the flower, around the ball. And we join it with hot glue gun, so it will look something like this. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Terima kasih.